What is happening, good people? I'm coming at you live from Los Angeles this morning so that me and JD's Nuts can record Macro Dirt Podcast number 32. What is up, the Lord of Loafing?
What is up, nutsack?
How are you today, JD?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm on the road, so I'm feeling strong. I got some free time today. I'm psyched to record this. The markets are virile. Where do we start, right?
The markets are viral or viral?
Virile.
Viral.
Virile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, they're coming to life. There's some trades developing. There's some things going on that I can tell just from tape reading, just from
Well,
looking. Yeah, go.
a couple notes. So, uh, Nvidia shit the bed on DeepSeek, and it has not recovered. That's the point. I mean, look, like if the DeepSeek thing was fugazi, if it was a BS story, then Nvidia would be back on the highs. It's not. It's trading 121 last time I looked at it. So I think that's interesting. I pulled up a chart of Microsoft today. Microsoft has been flat for a year. Got a 13 cell rolling over. It looks like we made a big rounded top and it's rolling over. Energy is looking pretty good. I'm a buyer of energy down here. I think the old trade of buying energy and selling tech, I think it's about to work. Um, we got, what do we get? We got ISM services today, 52.8 versus 54 expected. Bonds ripped. Bonds are up like 1.5 today. It's a big bull flattening. I am sorry that I missed this trade. You know, it's funny when bonds got out to 5%, I was like, maybe I should take a shot on the long side, but I like chickened out. I didn't do it, and now it's trading 466. Like, so you've had a big retracement in yields, and you're not even hearing about it in like the press. You're not hearing about it at all. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
I saw a good chart of the 10-year yield that looks like they broke a head and shoulders. So maybe yields are going to be heading a lot lower, and maybe that was it. Maybe bonds are
yeah.
going to have a total recovery period
Yep.
now. It could
Yep.
it could be a flight to quality story with all the changes that President Trump is inflicting on America. And I'm like you, I'm trying to figure out what trade is going to generationally start working now, right? Like that long energy short tech could be right. If I were going to push back a little bit on Nvidia, and I don't really have a strong view on it. I just want to observe that while Nvidia is breaking down a little bit technically, I will give you that it hasn't done anything to dramatically recover, but it's breaking down against a market that I feel like wants to swim upstream, right? Like I'm still looking at cloud storage stocks that are rallying. I'm still looking at software that wants to rally. And if semis are dead money for a while everybody does this big change of ownership in a $25-$30 range in Nvidia, then the rest of the market can survive for me. Like it was just all semis for 2 years, and we just may have semis sideways and a couple of other tech sectors break out. So, but I am rooting for you with the energy trade as well. I'm bullish energy. I've noticed from here that the price action's excellent. Marathon Petroleum, like soaring towards the highs. I see Exxon and Chevron leading the way. So those markets are definitely responding to what's going on in the White House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else is going on. I mean,
Where's the,
gold is unstoppable.
we nailed that. We should take a
Yeah.
little tiny, you nailed that, a victory lap, right? A short one, because just last week you said above 2809, this should scoot. And
Yep.
I said, yeah, it's not the kind of thing that looks like a double top. It just looks like an interim high within trend, and it's due to pop $100. And so I saw April futures trading around 2,900 this morning. I'm not sure where cash is. I'm sure they're quite a bit um, above. So where's cash gold, JD?
I want to say 2860, 2870, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a $35-$40 EFP or so. But that was a great call by you. WTI, while we're on the commodity story, I just looked at a chart of the front month spread, which basically did a round trip from 25 cents to 75 cents and now back to 30 cents. So it's hard to stay bullish when that happens, and I think that's why we're seeing this little bit of a curl over now. Like we've been saying, there's plenty of oil and refined products out there. So there's no shortage. There's no runaway train, short trade in energy or anything like that. If it's going to go up, it's going to go up on hard work, slow and steady. But for me, it doesn't have to. I don't have a view on the direction of oil, and I can be bullish the stocks. Do you get like that too, JD? Or
Get like what?
where do you need to be bull? Do you need to be a beating chest bull in oil to be bullish oil stocks or refineries or things like that? I don't.
I would say 80 to 90% of the time I do. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. I can go without it because I just don't. I feel like WTI has been telling us that the market is so well balanced in terms of supply and demand, and it's trading at prices that it likes. And we'll see what happens if the Trump administration shakes it out of this range. But I don't see anything going on. What else is topical in the markets, JD, that we should be covering?
Uh Payrolls Friday. Payrolls Friday. We're expecting 170,000 jobs, 4.1 on the unemployment rate. ADP came in a bit stronger today. I think with the ISM number so weak today, I think expectations are pretty low for payrolls.
Yeah.
Um, I you know I think we might get a strong number on Friday. I'm not really sure. But I don't have a position in bonds at the moment, so I don't care a lot. So
Same. What I like, my view on the markets right now is that my market speedometers for the S&P, no matter whether there's a problem going on in Nvidia or not, my S&P speedometers are saying that I can step on the gas now and stay bullish if I want, because sentiment is kind of bobbling in the middle, right? It's not fearful, it's not greedy. Um,
you know what the funny thing is that you've been mostly bullish for the last 2 months, and I've been mostly bearish for the last 2 months, and the market has been totally unch.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way. Yeah, I noticed that. So we are like locked horns right here. One of us is going to be really right one morning. We're going to be able to turn on the Macro Dirt podcast and go, gotcha. But I don't know which one it is right now. But Mike, just to finish that thought, when sentiment is neutral, when bonds are giving off no signal of stress from either inflation or the economy being too slow, when the curve is bobbling within range, that's usually when you can step on the gas in the stock market. And I think that we're just dealing with a few other interim issues now. But when I look at the way financials are still trading, when I look at the way broker dealers are still trading, I can't get bearish just because there's an Nvidia problem. And if there is, then we'll trade that too. But it's just hard for me to see that going down very far while the river is flowing upstream in the S&P. I mean, I'm on the road here. I'm hearing people muscovate about a word that I made up about when the liberals go crazy about Elon Musk taking shit out of the budget, like USAID and things like that. Like their slush funds are blatantly getting shut down, and they're yelling and screaming. And I'm expecting the market to be having a much more difficult time with the tariff story. And the bond market is not, the stock market is not. I mean, I guess the dollar is probably a little bit bid, but it's not breaking shit bid. And I don't know. This just seems from the road like a cupcake story that the S&P can climb through eventually.
You want to hear an interesting political observation? I was
Yes.
thinking about this the other day. So Biden was ineffective because he was old and senile, right? And Obama was ineffective because he was lazy, and he also had, for 6 years, he had a Republican opposition,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So the last time you really got to go back to where you had a Democrat that did anything, it was Bill Clinton, which was like 3 decades ago, right?
90s.
So we haven't had a president this, I don't want to say effective, isn't really this potent,
Yeah.
this virile
Yeah. Yeah.
in I can't remember how long. The guy has done more in 2 weeks than Biden did in 4 years, and it's not stopping. Like, this is going to continue for the next 4 years.
It seems that didn't Vance make a comment to that effect, JD? Where I think he did. We should look it up, but I think he said like, this, don't expect the pace of this transformation to slow down. Like we've got a ton of work to still do. I mean, I already read that they're bringing the most dangerous of the migrants that came into the country to Gitmo already.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you're like, that, like my head is spinning at how fast that they're able to do that after just taking office 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whatever it is now. Um, but yeah, like the pace is not going to change. To see Chuck Schumer out there arguing against, disassembling U.S. aid, it's like when these people show you who they are, let them tell you and listen, right? It's like just one of those things. Him and Liz Warren next to each other is like they are the most conflicted people in the world right now. Like they are literal puppets up there being told, don't let them take our slush fund down. So anyway, the market doesn't seem to be having a problem with it, and I'm certainly not.
Yeah.
I guess we're off market enough. First of all, we got to talk about this is podcast number 32, and the sports fans have got to notice that number 32 is a famous, famous number. And when I just looked it up, I was shocked. I mean, in basketball, we've got Julius Irving on the Nets, mind you, Karl Malone, Shaq, Jason Kidd. Then
Magic
we've got,
Johnson.
yeah, oh,
Magic Johnson.
right, Magic Johnson. That's right. I almost forgot him. Then we've got Marcus Allen in football, Franco Harris in football. Baseball, we've got Dave Winfield, Steve Carlton, Sandy Koufax. So really, really,
Dave Winfield is my favorite player of all time.
is that right, JD?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Who else? Who are your top three MLB favorites of all time? And I'll tell you mine.
I don't know about top three, but let me tell you why I like Dave Winfield.
Go ahead.
He had the best swing and miss of any player in baseball.
Oh
like he would try to hit the ball like 700 feet and he would spin around like a top if he missed. It was awesome.
He looked like he would injure himself, right? Like you were like, he's not coming out of that without separating a shoulder. Like he literally just, that was fascinating, man. Great call. Great call. And what a gun on him, too, right? To see him throw freaking people out from right field was pretty
Did
amazing.
you know Dave Winfield was drafted for professional baseball, football, and basketball?
And basketball.
Was drafted in all three sports.
Yeah, he was like an Adonis of his era.
Yeah.
Right? Like there probably won't be too many athletes like Dave Winfield coming around.
And didn't you say O.J. Simpson?
Yeah, O.J. Simpson, number 32. That's a famous
O.J. Simpson, not a Jew.
What was that, Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was brilliant. Yeah, that's still pretty good memeing content, isn't it? The O.J. Simpson story. I think let's keep that for another podcast. We just covered the 32s really well. You know what else I want to talk about, JD? Have you been in Nashville?
Oh, I'm going next week.
First time or?
No, I've been there a bunch.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think right now Nashville is the perfect American city. And I say that because it reminds me of New York City in the early 90s. So Nashville now, you can fly there from anywhere for $200. You can stay in a nice hotel for $200. You can get around the place in a half hour. There's good food experiences all over the place. I had dinner at a Jean Georges in the Hermitage Hotel with the Doomberg team. It was like the best meal I've had in 6 months. And then there are all these little spots. We had dinner at Villa Castriati, a friend of mine's place who you know, and that was excellent. I went to a place called Urban Grub, a great restaurant. I went to 2 amazing taco shops. Like, whatever it is, man, between that and then you throw the music on at Kid Rock's, like I can't get enough of the place. I literally can't get enough of the place.
Yeah, it's a little. So I have a few issues with Nashville. Like,
what's that, you tight ass?
Yeah, I know. It's a little too country for me. I like all music. I like all music. So I like going to the honky tonk bars. I like listening to the bands. But as you know, I'm an electronic guy. I did go to a club in Printer's Alley a couple of years ago. Yeah. My buddy was like, "Oh, this is like electronic music. You'll love it." And we went there, and it was the cheesiest shit of all time. And I'm like, "Man, this is really not good. It's not a good electronic music scene. It's it's terrible." So I would if Nashville had a legitimate club, like I would love going there. So
I get it, but it doesn't have an EDM scene because it shouldn't, right? There's history here. This is the birthplace of American radio. This is the birthplace of country music. This is the birthplace of Elvis. This isn't where DJ Nice Nuck started spinning anything. Nobody was doing that here, right? Like, this is a guitar driven country music town. You know,
Nashville is a place where you could be playing guitar for 20 years and you're checking out at the grocery store and the guy bagging your groceries is a better guitar player than you.
that's entirely possible, dude.
Yeah.
I am consistently here in New Orleans. I'm consistently blown away by the level of street musician
Yep.
that's out there. The level of street musician is like, Eric Clapton quality is like base level for the guy playing in every bar there. So it's really, really, it's like a can't miss kind of place. And every time I go there, I've probably been there 15 times now. I've spoken at the Commodity Roundtable 7 years in a row, which is something I'm extremely proud of. I love speaking to the farmers out there. And I just dig deeper and deeper into the corners of Nashville every time I go. And so that's why it's like a second home to me. I'm also lucky enough to have one of my fraternity brothers is a partner with Richard Branson at the Virgin Hotel. And so I've stayed there pretty much every time, and they take care of me like a king there. And there's a great vibe. It's a beautiful place. So it's like Nashville, I get excited for trips to Nashville like I used to get excited for a trip to Vegas or to California, where I am now, in a kind of busted up hotel eating street tacos at the moment, but it's fine. You got to slum it every once in a while, right, JD?
Yep.
What else? Is there anything in the markets that we haven't talked on?
No, we
And
covered the
off
markets, but I got something for you.
Give me something.
So my brother is a bodybuilder.
Okay.
He's entering a bodybuilding competition in I think June,
Yeah.
and he has to take a polygraph, like a polygraph, to say that he's not taking steroids. In addition to a urine test, he's got to take a urine test and a polygraph. And the urine test, they actually have to watch you pee. They have to watch the pee coming out of your Johnson, right?
Yep.
To like
Yep.
make sure that it's legit. Have you ever heard of a Whizzinator?
No, but I think I know what it is.
Yeah, a Whizzinator is a fake dick.
Oh man.
So
you went full circle to get fake out people on the pee test. Yeah.
so basically you have this Whizzinator in your pants and you take out the fake dick and you pee it, you like clean urine into a
Wow.
cup, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I told my brother, I'm like, you should use the Whizzinator.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna get a really big one. I'm gonna get like a 14-inch one.
Yes. That's a great call. And then
Excuse
look at
me
the guy
while
in the
I
eye.
whip this out.
And then you look at the guy in the eye while you're peeing. Right? Definitely.
Make eye contact.
Yeah. The whole time. The entire time. No, that's amazing. I mean, you would think that a lot of people have tried to get around that, right? Like, I like the fact that they double up with the lie detector and the and the Whizzinator science and things like that. So, how is he? Is he shredded? Is he naturally shredded, or is he on steroids? Is he
No,
really?
he's well, he's insane. He works out like 4 hours a day. Like it's his diet is so clean. Like,
Man, and what the hell happened to you? Taco Bell.
so yeah, Taco Bell. Actually, it's not really Taco Bell for me. It's Arby's. I like Arby's.
Yeah.
Chipotle, Chick-fil-A.
Oh man, have you been to Hattie B's?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I love about Hattie B's is that, after I had dinner and a sleeve of beers at Kid Rocks and was on my way home, I was like, let me see if I want an actual Hattie B's chicken sandwich. And I was like, I'm not hungry enough for a chicken sandwich, but you know what I got that you can get there? I just got 2 boneless chicken tenders. And that was it. You can get any denomination. You can walk into Hattie B's and get 1 spicy chicken tender if you want for like $1.29.
Yeah.
That's a cool way to roll.
Yeah, just get a
like
snack.
Yeah. Stop in for a snack. I stopped in, had 2 chicken tenders before bed. It cured my my buzz munchies, and I went right to bed. It was great. Beautiful thing. I didn't have to eat a whole sandwich. I didn't have to eat fries. There was no sit down. It was grab them, go, and I'm happy. So that's a perfect way to end this podcast here from LA, I think, right, JD?
That's right.
Hasta la vagina, good people.
Hasta la vagina.